Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sports Unplugged. I am your host, the Dustin Legend, Leon Rogers. And right in front of me is my man that runs the board and makes it all happen, Big Man. What's happening, dude?
What up, dude?
Great weekend this weekend for Chicago Bears fans.
Yeah.
Not so great of a weekend for White Sox fans. But
No.
we'll get into that, man, as we talk NFL. Also, man, went to go see a great movie yesterday called Sinister.
Yeah.
You went to go see it, too, but
yeah.
you saw the Behind Your Eyelids version.
Yeah. It was a good movie, though.
Coming out on Blu-ray.
Right. It was a good movie, though.
It's a good movie. We're going to get into that and a whole bunch of other stuff. But right now, let's talk about the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary that came on last night. And this one was called Broke.
Yeah.
It was written by, directed by Billy Corbin.
Yep.
The same guy who did the one on the U, which was a very excellent documentary on the U.
Love that one.
I mean, it just totally basically let you saw that the reason why the NCAA rules got changed was for the boys in Coral Gables. That just bottom line. But Broke was very interesting and how it went and did the research and checked on all the athletes that played in different sports, from basketball to football and baseball, and just shows how these guys blow through millions of dollars in the span of their career. And me personally, I could not believe it. And that's easy for me to say because I've never signed a contract for $250 million. You know, we all sit up here and say, oh, you know, if I had that money, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't know.
I always say, I think
you don't know what you
always
do.
said that.
I know for a fact if I won the lottery, this is Powerball, and I hit for like $300-some-odd million. There are things I'm going to do, and I've talked to you about this before, man.
Midgets,
I'm going to have 30 of the finest female dwarfs from all over the world, like Thailand dwarfs, Brazilian dwarfs, Australia, just 30 of the finest, and I'm going to have a dwarf orgy.
Okay.
Then I'm going to hire a drug coach, and I'm going to try. I won't do anything with needles or crack because I know what crack does to you, and I don't like needles.
Right.
But shrooms, Molly, cocaine. I'm going to get a cocaine coach.
Okay.
Because, you know, you see in all the movies where people are, I just want to have that feeling.
Ecstasy?
Yeah, that's Molly and ecstasy on the same thing.
Okay.
Molly is a more concentrated form, so I'm going right for the jugular.
I got you.
And I'm going to take some stuff that make me think that the patterns on the walls are spiders, but I'm going to have a coach with me so I don't overdo it.
I got you.
Because I don't want to die.
Right.
Okay.
Don't want to do that.
Then I'm going to fake my death and move to another country, preferably Brazil, because the women there are beautiful.
And if they're not, they make themselves.
Yes. And
they work on it.
Then after 3 or 4 years of my death, I have my mom throw a celebratory picnic for me, R.I.P. Leon, but I'm going to come back in disguise.
Got you. So you can celebrate.
So and then I can see how many people trying to get at my old lady, you know, who's trying to do my mom wrong, you know, who's trying to, and then I'm going to reveal myself to people and watch people have heart attacks, pass out and die because they thought I was dead.
You really thought this out?
I have. And that's what you have to do with your money before you get it. That's my point. A lot of these guys were just given $200 million and never prepped for that day. See, me, I don't need 7 cars. I don't need 7 cars. You can only drive them one at a time.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna get something like a Jeep and just super max it out where it's super fast. Then get a nice whip for when I'm out on the town by myself, and then a nice whip for when I'm with the family, and I'm good.
I think coming.
My house is going to be big. Don't get me wrong on that, because the house is where I'm going to spend most of my time, so the house is going to be off the chain.
Well,
Segway style.
Segway style. So
yeah. House going to be big.
I mean, the thing is, you're living by yourself, though, right? Because you're dead, remember?
Yeah, I'm dead.
So you don't need all that space.
No, I got to have space for the 30 dwarves. They're going to be with me.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say dwarves, because they won't cost that much to supply clothes and stuff.
Right.
We can go to Children's Place. We can go to Limited 2. I'm thinking. And then I still got the finest just in the little. And you think about it. 30 female fine dwarfs are 15 beautiful full women of all mixed nationalities. So I can have Brazilian and Ethiopian.
You've done the math.
I can have Australian, Puerto Rican.
Right.
You know, it's just the tandems that I take out together.
I got you.
And I don't have to get car seats because legally they can sit in seats by themselves. So you figure if I got a Jeep, I can get at least 15 of them in.
Hey, man,
and
stop, because you've been thinking this is too detailed right now.
Yes.
No, but what I'm saying, when I was watching the documentary and I got a chance to talk to Billy yesterday.
Great interview, by the way, I must say, man. It was a great interview.
I appreciate that.
Posted up on the site, so y'all check that out.
It just blew my mind. And the thing is, I was tweeting Billy today, because the thing I didn't ask him yesterday is, like, I'm watching this thing, and I've always wondered, why don't these athletes and why don't these players just pay off their house that they got? Like that $1 million house, the $2 million house?
Because you might want a new one. And then once you pay it off, it's like you're not going to get what you paid for it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I can understand that. It's just like I would never buy a car. I would lease. Because if you're going to flip and turn and get the new one next year, lease it. And they don't care. What do you care about going over the miles?
Right.
Just lease it. But once again, we're talking because you haven't dropped $300 million in my lap, yo.
No.
And sit up and be. Do I feel for any of those guys? No. Now let's be totally honest though. All the guys that they showed didn't lose their money from frivolous spending.
They lost.
Some of them made bad investments.
And some of them,
Which I ain't never mad at trying to make more money.
When Bart Scott said that I'm paying 10 rents.
That's crazy.
I mean, let's be very honest about this thing. A lot of the issues comes from the people that it shouldn't come from. Yeah. From the people that should have you back. It's your family. The issues that come from getting all this money is dealing with the family. I mean, you can say women, you can talk about the splurging you're doing, but guess what? You're splurging on the family members.
But let's be honest, and this is what it all goes back to, having a support system. Mm-hmm. Like, I can honestly say a lot of those young black men, because sadly, that was in the documentary. A lot of them come from homes where there wasn't a father, or they were raised by grandma or somebody else, so they didn't have structure. Like, I was blessed to have both my parents, and I had a father that, to this day, I believe that if he won Powerball, he'd still work, even if it wasn't nothing but part-time, to get to the point where he could have a pension.
Right.
And that's his ideology, and that's my mom's ideology. So that is instilled in me to always work and have something. I always try to put something away. Am I as good as them, even with this job? No, I'm not. I'm not as good as they were. You know, the rule is you need to keep 6 months mortgage, car note on your bills.
Right.
Do I have that? Nah, I'm not even finna sit up in front on that. I might have 3 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if I was to have that certain amount of money, I could see myself trying to buy my dad a $2 million house and be like, no, pay off this one. It's fine. We'll stay here.
But I mean, that's a good thing about having the parents that you have. But let's be honest, a lot of these parents, they don't even know how to handle money.
No.
So that can be an issue too, because now they're spending. I think somebody said they're spending your money for you. They're buy me this, they're literally spending your money for you. And because it's your mom or it's your dad or it's your brother, you're gonna do it.
And let's be honest, you got to learn how to say no. There's some people I could say no to.
Yeah.
Mom and dad, not saying no to them.
Right.
After a while, I could tell a brother and sister, hey, slow down.
Yeah, chill.
Get up, get out, and get some.
Friends?
Kiss my ass. Long lost uncle. Remember, I used to kiss my ass.
Look, if you have to remind me of what
you did, you get nothing. I told people, I win the lotto like that, I wouldn't make. There's only one person in my family that I make rich, and that's my mother. She would never have to do anything again.
Right.
And if my father was still around, same way. But aunts, uncles, I pay off a few bills for
them. And help you out.
And try to put you ahead of the game. But you're not going to stop working off me.
I think I said one thing I said that I would do is probably take care of some other kids. Like the younger
trust funds.
Yeah, trust funds.
And it would be for college.
Exactly.
And even with my own daughters, let's just say I hit for $300 million. I'd set it up where each one of them would get $10 million, but when they're 21, and one or two things that have to be done by then. You'd have to have a 4-year degree out of a college, or you'd have to be in the common workforce for 4 years to show. Because I want you to understand that money is earned. That's earned. I wouldn't want them to be Paris Hilton, where you just get a check and be out here wilding out, and you have no skills whatsoever.
What was the most memorable part of the documentary for you?
To me, Andre Rison, when he said this meant a lot. This summed it up. The thought process. He said, if you met me when I was playing for Green Bay, when I went from Atlanta to Green Bay, if you had a guitar or a rap group
or
any, I was funding banjo. I was funding your project.
Yeah.
And that just shows you the mentality that he had that much money. We could say, hey, okay, you play the cymbals with your knees.
Right.
Let's get in the studio.
Well, I mean, and I think when I saw Herm Edwards was big for me throughout the whole thing. You know, the champagne life with only beer money, and then if you have a goal without a plan, it's only a wish.
It's only a wish.
I mean, that was big for me. But also seeing guys that were buying certain things. Like, first of all, if you buy a McDonald's franchise, I'm trying to figure out how you screw that up. Because a McDonald's franchise, to me,
all you got to do is put it in the hood.
The guaranteed.
It's over.
It's guaranteed money.
And give one special menu item. Flaming hot Cheeto nuggets. It's over. You're on. And I hated I saying that, but it's real talk.
So I forget who said it, because they bought a McDonald's and
it went under.
I was like, how'd you do that? How did you possibly do that?
I think Vince Young.
And they didn't go
crazy.
deep. And they didn't go deep into that.
But I had read about him buying. Listen, like, it's crazy. He bought a Southwest flight out because he didn't want anybody to be on the plane with him. Charter a jet.
Cost less.
G4s, they get them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He $5,000 a week at Cheesecake Factory.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out.
What are you eating?
Even if he took out all his offensive linemen every day and ran a tab up of $600, it doesn't equal $5.
It's a thought. At the end of the day, and what I also got from it is just thinking about how the years that you have in the league, and also thinking about how young these guys are when they usually don't play.
Yeah, you're retiring at 32.
And so you have 40.
You got 30 to 40 years to get anything.
Yep.
And now you're just done. My thing is this, and this is what's crazy to me. And this might sound nuts. I can see how the football players can go broke because your salary's not guaranteed.
Right.
But these baseball and NBA cats, where even like Juwan Howard is still getting Washington Wizards money.
Mm-hmm.
A-Rod is still getting Texas money.
Right.
How do you go broke with the guaranteed bread?
Because the thing is,
Antoine Walker, how do you go broke?
Well, they're talking about they're going check to check in the league. They're going check to check. I'm like, you're going to check to check. That means you're living outside your means,
and you're
paid like $600,000 a check. What are you doing?
No love for him. I don't feel sorry for him at all.
I mean, like, I saw somebody post up, you can't get mad at them because they're just having fun. You can have fun with that kind of money enjoy your life.
How much fun do you have to have?
Without going broke.
And making everybody else have fun. You have fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. One last thing. What kind of surprised me when Wesley, I think Dante Wesley, remember he used to play for the Bears?
Yes.
He's like, if you go into a locker room, he's like, literally there's only maybe 5 millionaires in there. Right. I'm like, damn.
Right.
He's like,
everybody else is thousandaires.
Thousandaires. He's like, there's literally 4 or 5 millionaires.
Oh man, shout out to my man, and I know we got to get out of here when we come back. My man, Kathy, with the kids by 9 different women.
Hey guys, wear a condom, really.
Or get snipped after the first 2. Go have a vasectomy,
please.
Then if you want to kill yourself by rolling the dice, go ahead. But you can't bring no kids into this world.
Nope.
Shout out to Antonio Cromartie.
When we come back, we're talking about the Bears destroying the Cowboys.
Which I was wrong. I'll say this: I was wrong. It's all coming up right on Sports Unplugged. Here go my man Kanye West, Jeezy. It's amazing. Sports Unplugged. We'll be right back.